I will now invite the CLPs to move their constitutional amendment. I just want to let delegates, as Wendy just said and reiterate, that the two constitutional amendments have been withdrawn, which are card votes 7 and 8. Does a delegate from Leighton and Wanstead or Lancaster and Fleetwood CLPs want to speak to their constitutional amendment? Okay, that delegate, that's walking. I need to go to the desk. Okay. Delegate, if you could just go to the desk and then onto the stage. Thank you, Delegate. You have 3 minutes, Delegate. Thank you.
My name is Sue Whitehead and I'm from Leighton and Wanstead CLP in East London. I'm a first-time delegate. I'm a first-time speaker. I seem to be the first on. And it's the first time I've ever given a speech on due diligence. So, conference, Labour Party candidates in local elections must be credible and trustworthy. It is absolutely right that candidates be screened to ensure they are people who follow Labour Party rules and adhere to the standards in their business and financial affairs our voters expect and deserve. However, my CLP has asked me to speak today and put forward this rule change because of concerns due diligence is at times applied in unfair, inconsistent ways. Prospective candidates taking the bold step to stand for election, and now with a very good chance of being in government, thanks to our election success, should be able to do so without fear that petitions they signed in the past, social media posts they have liked, or views about local issues that they vocalised might be held against them. And these are examples that candidates have received back who have been rejected for selection. Conference, the rule change my CLP proposes is a simple one. Due diligence checks should be contained to business, financial affairs, safeguarding issues, breaking party rules or other exceptional circumstances relating to personal conduct. We cannot afford to lose good, hard-working candidates who have given many shoe leather campaigning miles to the party to only then miss out on being fantastic political leaders that they have the potential to be because of a due diligence decision that falls outside the headings that my CLP is proposing. To quote the Ukrainian ambassador who preceded me on this platform this afternoon, our values are justice and honour, and this is what we need and we ought to be harnessing in the Labour Party. There is much to do to deliver on our election promises, and I'm genuinely excited to be part of the change that is ahead. I'm going to leave here, and we're only on day one of conference, but from yesterday being at Women's Conference, I go home topped up with Labour Party. I leave here with hope and belief that we can do it, that we can create a country that is safer for women, safer for my daughters, and that the broken housing system that we see before us as we walk the streets and see homeless people will be fixed. And for this, we need to grow and nurture the best people for the job. We need candidates who listen to their constituents, connect with their local communities, and are from working class backgrounds and are able to best serve their country first, party second. We have the flag. Conference, I move.
Thank you. Thank you, Delegate. Can that be formally seconded from the floor so we have more time to debate? Is there a seconder? I see a few colleagues on the right-hand side. Okay. Colleagues, I understand many delegates have views on this issue. There will be time for speakers in a moment, but with a lot to get through, I want to make sure that all the CLP amendments, well, the one constitutional amendment, are formally moved and seconded so that everyone gets an equal chance to make sure their priority issues are considered. So thank you, Conference. I will now take some speakers on the constitutional amendments. It would be very helpful if you could clearly state which constitutional amendment you want to speak on. Again, there's only one, so yeah. But you could be speaking to the NEC ones. I will call 4 speakers at a time, time permitting, and you have 2 minutes to speak. And please do make sure when you come up to speak that you go to the desk on my left hand side. I will now take speakers. And Conference, can I just remind you that all delegates must remain in their seats when we are calling speakers, and if you wish to speak, please raise your hand. I see the delegate there in the green top? Green suit. Okay. I can see the delegate there with glasses. Yeah, over there on the left-hand side. Okay. I can see a delegate there, right at the back. Yep, right at the back. And I will take that delegate there as well, in the jacket. Sorry, I'm not really good with descriptions. I'll take those 4 speakers for now. Please remember to sign, to go to the desk on the left-hand side to register. Your name comes up on the screen, it's quite nice. Conference, if there are accessibility stewards, if you can't raise your hand, so please do flag to them. Thank you. Over to you, Delegate.
Jessica Hammersley-Rich, Croydon South, CLP, speaking in favour of the NEC amendments, partially card vote for. As a new councillor elected in May during a by-election, I'm particularly glad to see the amendments that ensure our local government processes are strong, particularly the change in process in disciplinary matters to remove the need for the entire group of councillors to be involved. This was not only difficult and humiliating for a councillor to be put in front of a trial of all their colleagues, but canvassing for votes of an entire group is just not how justice should be done. This new process of just the exec members and support from regional team is much more dignified and appropriate. I am also in favour of Labour groups being in control of writing their own manifestos, as only councillors know the full scale of the job in local government. And whilst the LGC should play a role in formulation, they should not have a say that overrides the Labour group and put groups in a difficult position where they can't deliver on what's proposed. And the changes to LGCs also favour smaller groups, making sure it's done on vote weight, not the amount of people in the room. And so smaller groups are not outnumbered by CLP members and affiliates in their own governance committee. I know that these changes are important to ensure that we stay the largest party in local government. Thank you.
Thank you, Delegate. And that was the time.
Councillor Eamon O'Brien, ALC delegate and leader of Bury Council. Speaking against the CLP constitutional amendment on candidate selection procedures. Conference, we've just elected over 400 Labour MPs, more than half of whom were elected for the first time. And every one of those candidates had to go through the appropriate due diligence checks. Now, as a council leader, I would expect that of my group when they are candidates or councillors standing for re-election. And my experience is that our party offices, regional and national, work professionally and to an impartial standard. What we shouldn't be doing right after this election victory is starting to insinuate anything about our party staff, whether that is factionalism or otherwise. It is not where we need to be as a party. We need to be looking forward. We need to be looking to what we can deliver in government and not refighting old battles about selections. Yes, there are winners and losers in any selection process, but we should be supportive of the staff, many of whom throughout this general election campaign worked absolutely tirelessly to deliver the fantastic results that we had. So I think the NEC is right to recommend that we reject this amendment and we focus instead on getting the right quality of candidates who can deliver for our constituents and who can keep delivering on big election victories like we've just had. So I would urge you all to follow the NEC recommendation and reject this amendment. Thank you.
Again, to time. Thank you, Delegate.
Thank you. Speaking against card vote 6, brought by Leighton and Wanstead, Lancaster and Fleetwood. Hello, conference. I'm Sital Punja, first-time speaker. I'm so proud. Thank you. I'm so proud to be a councillor in the constituency of Uxbridge and South Ruislip, where we won a Labour seat for the first time in 50 years.